Hurts throwing right away. Oh, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Thomas has got it, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now a first carry here for Robinson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
Robinson is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Second down and goal. Heineke. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. That's caught. And he will get in to make it 8-0. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This offense hoping to do better than last drive. Remember, they had the fumble that set up the short field, and then they gave up the touchdown CD.
And so many people talk about how you have to have a short memory after you make a mistake in the NFL. I don't totally subscribe to that, partner. I think that you have to remember what you did and figure out how to not do it again. Get out there and execute the next time out. Avoid those errors and get some momentum built back up for your offense.
Second down, back to Sanders. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Hurts to throw. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They go back to the ground with Sanders. Tackle made by Chase Young.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. He'll buy some time right. This is Smith with a grab. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Let's twist. Switch.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the twist. 552. Watch the run. 18 Cardinal. Check. Kill.
Another run with Sanders. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Washington looking for another timeout, and they get it. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts, and still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. The quick slant caught. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And Washington is able to come up with a goal line stand. Here's Gibson to start the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple, Wentz. And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
Taken in at the 11. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Now, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker, partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And so far, in terms of putting points on the scoreboard, it's been defense 2, offense nothing. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Working from the gun, Wentz. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And he's going to get this down near the 25. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Wentz going to throw. And Thomas has it. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now Wentz again. And it's caught. Touchdown. Antonio Gibson as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for two. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to. And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick six, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
Fielded just outside the goal line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. From the 10. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. Yeah.
And now off to the races down the right side. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the red zone now, Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest
that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game, and so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there. Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got a stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Check 13. Hey, kill it. Hey, 4 kill.
Now Wentz. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Commanders are an extra point away from going up by 40. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Second and 5 now. Hurts. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken from about the 12. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turf. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick 6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
They're going to try and run. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Nate Gary. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And
my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football and give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. So if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They'll run with Gibson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Nice 57. 57's mine. You ain't doing nothing. That's 57. You ain't doing nothing.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Commanders continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. They'll try and run it here. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Hurts. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They're going on fourth down with Hurts. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw again on second down. Hurts. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard.